Hey pretty people and pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today we are doing a total transformation on my client who she has some breakage going on. She's ready for a haircut, something different. She wanted to go back to a short style. And as you guys can tell, she definitely had a lot of areas where she had some breakage. So I started off by doing her haircut while her hair was dry. Normally this is what I call the preliminary haircut, which it really is. But at the same time, I wanted to go ahead and give majority of the haircut at this point, and then I'll just do some detailing after the fact. Now, before I even go any further, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to thumbs up this video as you guys are watching, and be ready to comment because you know your girl always has some form of trivia question for you guys anyway. All right, so we are doing a pixie cut. I'm not going to call it 100% a micro pixie because it could be, I'm not going to say could be, it is over an inch in length. So micro pixies are typically an inch or shorter. But in her case, we went ahead, did her relaxer, laid her hair down really, really nicely. And now I'm going through with my cutting shears and I'm finishing out the actual haircut. So let me talk to you guys a little bit about hair cutting and understanding hair cutting. A lot of times when you guys see my videos, a lot of my clients are coming from my YouTube channel. So you guys are watching and scheduling appointments with me. I get a lot of comments where it's like, well, do you have to do the same style to every single person? While I would love to be in ultimate control, complete control of every single client that sits in my chair, while I would love to be able to depict and tell them what I want to do from what they shouldn't do, and while I would love to be in control of every person that I have ever encountered on the planet, I cannot do that. My clients come in and they come in with an outlook of a style that they might have seen on my YouTube channel or a style that they might have seen anywhere else. And they say, this is what I want. And it is my job to do the best at the best of my ability to give them what they want, of course, if need be, with any changes. Okay. So when clients sit in my chair, you guys, rather than commenting and being negative and saying, oh, you could have done this, you could have done that. Let's be supportive of each other and supportive of the fact that these women who are sitting in my chair are giving you guys the privilege of watching them during their times of sometime insecurity and getting their hair cut. Now with haircuts, you guys, they are kind of stationary or in regards to, or uniform in regards to cutting pattern. Okay, we go based on the anatomy of the head, the occipital bone, the parietal ridge, the crown, the apex, all of that stuff. So we have to go through the same cutting scenario. It's just different lengths for different people. So hair cutting is almost, it's not necessarily an art, but if you know how to cut short hair, you're in a great place. Okay, so now that her haircut is done, I'm using a little bit of our Elite Silk Wrap Foam to mold her. If you guys know, I always say mold is it's extremely important when it comes on to short styling. And you also want to make sure that your mold is nice and smooth. So I want you guys to take note. I decided at first that I was going to give her a wave style. And then as I was waving her hair, I didn't kind of fall in love with the waves. And I was like, I'm not feeling this. And as a stylist, if you're not feeling something and you need to make a change, now is definitely the time to do so, because if I wave her and dry her, it's very complicated for me to make a change and make her go back straight. So as I was doing the wave style and I got down to the nape, I'm looking at the waves and I just was not excited about it. I was not super convinced that this was going to turn out the way that I wanted it or envisioned it in my head. And that is what made me decide to go in a different direction and change the style in regards to the mold, which you guys don't see me changing it yet, but you will in just a second. And I will tell you guys where I got hung up at. Once I finished doing the sideburns and it was time for me to do the transition, I was like, this is not working out. I am going to go ahead and just give her the traditional mold. Well, I say traditional, but it's not really traditional, where it's more straight. And then I can give her a little bit of waving at the nape and also around on the sides. But guys, as hairstylists, these are decisions that we have to make because you want to make sure that your client is going to be happy when they walk out of that room and they're going to feel really, really good about themselves when they walk out. So when I saw the waves, I said, you know what, let's just keep it basic, especially because I'm getting her right back into a new haircut, and then we can do the waves at a later date. So that is why you guys saw me combing them out. I wasn't convinced and I didn't like it, period. All right. So once the mold is done, which you do want to make sure your mold is nice and smooth, one thing that I will say is that part that you guys saw me leave right there in the back of her head, please don't do that. I will honestly say that that part did kind of make it slightly difficult for me, slightly. And I say slightly, if I had to rate it out of 10, 10 being the most difficult, it was like a 0.5, okay? But I still like to be transparent with you guys. And I wouldn't have left that line had I really paid attention to that line when I was molding her. But that is one of my imperfections about me being a stylist, and stylists are like that. Okay, so when I saw that after her hair dried, I'm like, why did I leave this line back here? I should have covered it. But I did do a good amount of blending, that kind of thing, when it came on to curling her, which it's an easy fix. And you guys see me combing it out. But either way, you can still kind of see the line because it was molded that way. And that's another reason why I say your mold is super important. And you always want to make sure that your mold is nice and smooth, because even though I comb the line out, the line is still apparent. You can still see it. Okay? So I like to point out my imperfections. I am human. My mistakes, my epic fails, all of those things, because people kind of put you in the light that you are not human and you are superficial and you are manufactured and everything is stationary and you don't make thoughts, like you don't have thought processes. So it was after the fact that I really looked at that line. It was super unhappy. But guess what? You know, your girl is bomb at what she does, and I made it work as usual. So yeah. All right, so the iron that I'm using to curl her is the H2 Pearl 3/10 of an inch iron. I did spray a little bit of goddess polish on her hair. And then the 3/10 of an inch iron is available on my website at elitehaircareusa.com. This is the staple iron for those of you that have short styles or you like to do detailing to your edges, that kind of thing. You will absolutely adore this iron. This is my best friend in my salon. I have officially retired my Marcel stove in a hidden place in the salon, but I won't remove it from my salon, if that makes sense. But this is my go-to iron, okay? So if you guys also notice, I don't use a lot of product when I'm styling my clients' hair. I use a little bit of spritz if I need to, a little bit of Sebastian if I need to, and then I always, of course, add a little bit of oil, whether it be the goddess polish or the frizz tamer, to my clients' hair, because it makes a huge difference when you're curling their hair. Now, in regards to the goddess polish, it will be back in stock, you guys. I have my birthday sale coming up, which is June 22nd, which is this coming Wednesday. So you guys be prepared. The Empress collection drops on that day, which is our strengthening collection. And then we also have a bunch of different sales going on throughout the day. So you guys get ready, get ready. And did I say get ready? Okay, get ready one more time. All right. So for the curling portion, I'm going to let you guys just continue watching to see it unfold, and then we'll come back and talk about the finished product. Okay, so now we're finishing up the curling in the front. I do like to spray a little bit more goddess polish in the crown area because that hair is a lot longer. And the smoke that you see, you guys, is not her hair burning. That is the product coming in contact with these ceramic plates. And then, of course, the smoke that you see dissipates, okay? So once you finish curling that front area, which I do like to do it slightly tighter because I know that that area likes to go straight a lot faster than any other part of the head. This area is something where you can be as playful or as modest as you like. Okay, so don't be afraid to play with this area and start curling your hair in different directions, especially in the crown area, because it gives you a lot of emphasis. It gives you a lot of detail. It makes the style yours. And that is also how you frame your face. Not everyone can handle flips. Not everyone wants it down. So it's always going to be slightly different no matter which direction you go. So for the styling portion, now I want to point out to you guys see the line that I was aggravated about. It's still slightly there. But like I said, you can mask it with your comb, with your curling. But this is why I say the foundation, which is your mold, is key, okay? Don't leave gaps where you don't want gaps. It's very important. And her style still came out absolutely amazing. But as a perfectionist, that line drove me nuts. Okay, so that's just a personal for me. For others, you wouldn't even notice it because you think it's a part of the style. And then for the crown area, I'm just kind of raking through the curls a little bit, not taking them away 100%, but just kind of like blending it out and then leaving some because I know that I want her to have longevity in regards to her style. And then I hope you guys actually enjoyed watching this video. I always like to give you guys my oomph or my oopsie daisies so you guys can see that I'm not perfect. But at the same time, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the style unfold. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about this style. And trivia question, what did I spray on her hair to finish this style? See you later.